Okay, some quick stuff about action figures. Here is the Spider-Man from the Sinister Six set that Toy Biz had released. Oh my goodness, a long time ago. And it's like the second Sinister Six set they released. I guess I could look it up on the internet and tell you the exact name. And there's some twisty tie web here. That was kind of cool. I put him up like this before Christmas, and I just can't stop keeping him this way. He's just so cool looking. Anyway, hello.
Do you know where the hand broom is? The hand broom.
Under the kitchen cabinet. It's stuck not. Somewhere underneath the kitchen table. Somewhere by the litter. Those are the things I can think of.
Oh.
That was my daughter interrupting me.
No, you don't know me.
Justice League. Actually, this is DC Classics action figure assortments from various kinds. And of course, we have the Huntress that comes out with the signature series. I just love that figure because it's just excellent. And of course, we have the new 52 Aquaman, Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman and Batman all hanging out together. And a Green Lantern from the new, the more modern Green Lantern before the new 52 is hiding there. And that Plastic Man from the Comic-Con exclusive Plastic Man with the DC Direct arms instead that I swapped in. I'll probably do some reviews on him and a few others later. Oh yeah, the new 52 Hawkman's hiding there in the background. And then I just recently got Starman from, this is the Tom Callor Starman from Legion of Superheroes, who was with the JSA for a while. And he comes in the signature series where they come in the mail. I didn't do the subscription, like or hate that, but I didn't do the subscription. I just buy them separately. And I finally got him. I'll do a review of him soon. The shelf is currently occupied by Justice Leaguers and Starman, who's never been a Justice Leaguer, and Hyperion, who I guess is an Avenger now. I still think of him as Marvel's Superman. And then a handful of selected Avengers hiding out here. And then, of course, we have another Bat group. You'd think I love Batman, how much Batman are on the shelves. It's just it's so cool to see different versions. So my Batmen are on the shelf. Some of them are hanging out here. And Poison Ivy's hanging out with her plant creatures. Man-Thing and Swamp-Thing. And then we have my newest diorama that I created was Fantastic Four. I got my figures together and pulled the Human Torch stuff out of the boxes and decided to make it so that everybody is like charging. I was listening to an article on AMC Movie Talk, and they were talking about the fact that the new Fantastic Four movie that's coming out, the reboot that Fox is doing, how that's going to be and how that's going to work. And so I kind of got in the mood to have my FF out, so I went ahead and brought him out. And I decided, since Johnny's got all this fire stuff that comes from Toy Biz and their figure line, and since Reed's all stretched out automatically, and of course we got our traditional thing here, the one with opposable fingers I like so much for the Fantastic Four box set that Toy Biz did long time ago. I thought, what am I going to do with my Sue that came with that box set? What can I do to show her power? And so at a local thrift store, DI, Deseret Industries, it's just like any kind of thrift store you have, Goodwill store. I got myself an invisible Harry Potter with an invisibility cloak. I don't really collect Harry Potter figures because I just don't have any room for them, but I got them just for the fun of it. And really, there's not a single superhero in Marvel or DC, and that's my main collection, that would use an invisibility cloak. So I finally decided to bite the big one and cut it to pieces. And I gave Sue an invisibility shield. Not really a shield, but kind of made it out of the cloak with a little twisty tie. Yeah, every figure you get comes with twisty ties nowadays, so I got plenty of those. And so behind the scenes, it's kind of hooked on her here, on her multi-posable hand. Love articulation on Marvel Legends. And she's just kind of, there you go. I'd rather her hand was out like this with it, but the articulation joint in her fingers, well, you can see where it is right there, fingers between her palm of her hand, doesn't really allow for a good way with that twisty tie. I have more bits of the invisibility cloak I'll probably do something with. It's a nice little thing. I wanted to put him in this little display over here, but as you see, Cap has beat the crap out of Baron Zemo too, and that's because nobody really stands here very well. They always fall over. And the Fantastic Four have a lot of feet that are going to easily fall over, except for Ben. So I don't want them falling over and falling behind my table. So yeah, there you go. So that's my recent display. So yeah, a little bit of action figure stuff here. I got to fix Zemo. I love this Zemo. I just got this Zemo not too long ago. I have been waiting forever for this Baron Zemo. I bought the Marvel Legends first Baron Zemo years ago when he came out in whatever assortment it was. And I bought him, and he had his little wand of whatever he was holding, and I guess a decent. You guys out there who are actually listening to this, watching this, could probably post what it was called. But anyway, he had this little wand thing, and of course, it was Helmut Zemo, the father, and the guy that helped form the Masters of Evil, the guy that supposedly killed Bucky until we found otherwise, the guy that was basically killed against Captain America in the early Stan Lee Kirby era of Marvel. And this is the Zemo I know. I'm a child of the 80s, well, a teen of the 80s, and I love it when this Zemo, Helmut Jr. or whatever, the son of that Baron Zemo, more badass with less cottony cloth around his mask. He comes in there and he gets the Masters of Evil, and we're talking the Wrecking Crew. We're talking Mr. Hyde. I'd kill for Mr. Hyde figure. We're talking Atlas before he was Atlas, Goliath. We're talking Screaming Mimi and those gals. All these guys getting together. Absorbing Man, love him, and Titana from Secret Wars, and they go into the Avengers Mansion and they beat the crap out of the Avengers. It was an awesome series of comics, and I was getting him I have him as a regular issues. I don't have a trade because I bought him when they first came out, and he was kicking butt in that. And during those days, those were the days when Marvel had plans with one of the other toy companies, and they made the Secret Wars action figures, and there was a Secret Wars version of that Zemo, and I got my hands on him and I had him. And then when I got older and I thought that I was a grown up, I went ahead and I gave him away. And when I realized a couple years later that, what, I'm never going to be a grown up. At least not when it comes to being too mature for this. I talked to my good friend whom I gave it to, and I was able to get them back, and I never got that Zemo back. And I always wanted, what the heck was that? It's an orb. Anyway, I always wanted that Zemo. I always wanted him. And finally, Marvel Legends has made thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of superheroes and supervillains and everybody. They finally, when they're in their current business with Hasbro, they finally made this Zemo. And not only did they make him, they decked him out awesome. Now, I don't collect Thunderbolts. I've never read Thunderbolts except for when it crossed over with the early Puseyek Avengers. I don't know if this is what he wears now. I guess a simple Google search would tell me, but I got other things to do. So, is this what he wears? I don't know. I don't care. I love this outfit. And of course, he's got all the articulation that you need to have. And if you want to get a good review of him, I'm going to say go to Shartimus Prime's website. Shartimus Prime. I hope I'm saying that right. He has best reviews of action figures, and he has a review of this. This comes from the Infinite Legends, I think it's called, Marvel Infinite Legends series, Captain America series, and they've got this guy, and it's of course Baron Zemo. I think they just call him Baron Zemo, even though of course he's the second Baron Zemo. But some things of note, and I'm doing this one-handed, so I'm just going to put him down here. This gun right here, you can't tell because I'm only got one hand, and I'm not going to bother editing this. I'm doing this in one take. But this gun is removable. This leopard print takes me back to the fact that Zemo hid in South America. He's a Nazi, and he hid in South America. So I kind of think, leopard print, South America. This is his son, so I don't know whether the son was raised in South America. I don't know, but kind of would make sense he'd have a leopard print in his gun. I'll put that back when the video's over. This sword is awesome sauce. Nice and hard plastic. Doesn't bend. and it's really good. And of course, he's a multi-articulated figure like he's supposed to be. Lots of articulation and elbows and swivels and the shoulders. You can do all kinds of positions for you. It's an excellent, excellent figure. Love it. And anyway, and of course, it's kind of nice because these lines are actually sculpted in. I mean, yeah, they got paint detail on them, but they're sculpted in. I kind of lucked out with this Zemo because he doesn't have any paint splotches on his yellow onto the purple, which is good. And I just love those like white eyes. They're just sweet. So that's perfect. Of course, he has his gun belt. It comes off. I never do, but it does. The gun's stuck inside the gun belt, and he got his little apron thing, whatever the hell they call those. And of course, his boots. And every time I see these yellow boots and these yellow gloves, I think Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts has the same color boots and same style. It'd be so easy for someone to make a Jack of Hearts custom figure out of this symbol. Maybe a different head sculpt, of course, but still, I want my Jack of Hearts. But anyhow, so I guess this became a Zemo review. Yeah, 11 minutes, it better be some kind of review. So there's my Zemo. And I'm kind of hoping to have more figures join my collection at some point in the future. I want Ra's Gull from the DC Signature series, and I want Red Skull from this series, and so on and so forth. I want. I'm so spoiled. But we'll see what we can do. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. And it's now 11 minutes, so I'm going to shut the heck up. Bye.